It's been a week of public memorials and farewells to former President Jimmy Carter, including his state funeral yesterday at the National Cathedral. As the nation honors his life and legacy, we're hearing from Kentuckians who had personal encounters with Carter.
Greg and Barbara Rose of Owensboro lived in Georgia in the 1980s when Greg served as a youth pastor in Fort Valley, about 60 miles from former President Jimmy Carter's hometown of Plains.
We had heard that he was a great Sunday school teacher at Maranatha Baptist Church.
Barb and her parents, pictured here with the former president and first lady, made the hour's drive to attend Carter's Sunday school class.
It was an excellent lesson, felt like he was in his comfort zone, and it was just kind of unbelievable to me that we were sitting under the teaching of a president.
The Roses would meet the president again when their children traveled around the state for kids runs.
2 years in a row, we took them to Plains. And we were very surprised when Jimmy Carter was actually the one who handed out the awards. He took his time. He seemed to be enjoying it. He was just a fine man.
His legacy, of course, is really primarily from what he did after being president.
That includes his work for Habitat for Humanity, when he would cross paths with people like Lyle Hanna and Lori Nichols.
He was part of the crew. He wanted to work. He was there for a purpose, and that purpose was to improve housing.
Nichols moved to Americus, Georgia in 1983 to volunteer for Habitat. She also attended about a dozen of Carter's Sunday school classes.
He had a love of Jesus and talked of that, and then a love of people.
This year we've got about 3,100 volunteers.
It's exciting to think about trying to get President Carter to come to Kentucky for a project.
That project was Hammering in the Hills in 1997, in which 50 homes were built in eastern Kentucky in just 1 week.
He looks at me and he said, "That sounds like a wild plan." He said, "Okay, I'll do it." This is the way Jimmy Carter was. He saw the big picture.
Hannah was on several home building projects with Carter.
And we were measuring what we needed, where we needed boards. And we were hauling down to President Carter, and President Carter and another guy were cutting the boards and handing them up to us.
A humanitarian who lived a life of service.
And that's something that I want to strive for.
Many admiring his character and integrity.
Carter loved his community, he loved his state, he loved his country.
For Kentucky Edition,
He really had an impact on people.
I'm Laura Rogers.
He loved that.
Thank you, Laura. President Jimmy Carter passed away December 29th at the age of 100. He was laid to rest at the family's peanut farm in Plains, Georgia.